Okay, let's dive right in. You ever have that moment looking up at the stars and it's like, I don't know, this weird feeling washes over you?
Like déjà vu almost. Like you've seen it all before, maybe.
Exactly. Yeah, like you're remembering it, not just seeing it for the first time. And that's kind of where our source for today kicks off.
Right, this story, Anant Yatra, which translates to the eternal journey.
It throws us right into that feeling.
Yeah.
We meet this young quantum physicist, Arjun. He's out on his terrace in Mumbai, gazing up.
Mm-hmm. And his grandmother has this very, well, grounded response, doesn't she? About just returning to the earth.
Totally. It's this immediate contrast, his cosmic feeling versus her very down-to-earth view.
And that tension, that's really the launch pad for the whole narrative, isn't it? It sets up this incredible journey.
It really does. We go from that terrace to, well, the frontiers of physics and beyond. So our source blends quantum physics with these huge philosophical questions about existence.
It starts with Arjun, the physicist, and just escalates massively to cosmic proportions, really.
So let's unpack that journey. We'll look at the key stages, the big ideas it throws at us about, well, everything.
Sounds good. Where does it properly begin after the terrace scene?
It jumps to CERN. Arjun's working there, at the Large Hadron Collider.
Right, the LHC. Huge particle accelerator, smashing atoms together, trying to figure out the fundamental stuff.
Exactly. But then, during a big experiment, some unseen hackers interfere.
Yeah, they cause this massive system failure, right? An anomaly.
A catastrophic one. And it's not just the machine Arjun gets caught in it, engulfed by this raw cosmic energy.
He collapses, and then his consciousness, well, it goes somewhere else entirely.
Yeah, into what the story calls the cosmic library. Which sounds amazing, honestly.
It's depicted as this sort of repository of all cosmic knowledge, like the source code of reality itself, maybe?
Kind of like that. And in there, he gets these intense visions.
Visions of creation. He sees this entity in Anant creating the universe out of pure loneliness almost.
And then others emerge. Ananta, Ananti, Anant.
That's right. Emanations of Anant, sort of. And he sees them collide in this fiery, violent event.
Wow. Like witnessing a creation myth firsthand.
Pretty much. There are these cryptic whispers all around him, things he senses but can't quite, decipher yet.
So he wakes up back in the lab, physically okay, surprisingly.
But not the same. Not at all.
No way! He discovers he has this ability. He can transform matter.
Into energy, right. Pure energy.
Yeah. He starts small, like touching stones, plants, and just converting them.
Like he's tapped into the underlying energy of the universe directly.
It seems like it. And he gets better at it. Moving to more complex things, it shows this growing control.
It's fascinating, isn't it? He was already trying to understand the universe through physics, formulas, data.
Right.
And now he can just interact with it, directly manipulate it. It's a huge shift from theory to, well, something almost godlike.
But that power, it doesn't stay benign for long, does it?
No. There's a turning point. A really dark one.
Yeah, the incident after the party. He gets into an argument with a colleague. About religion, I think.
It escalates. And in the heat of the moment, Arjun touches him. Instinctively.
And this energy comes out, but it's different. Not the white energy he used on, rocks.
No, it's described as gold and blue light. The text calls it soul energy.
And the colleague.
Yeah.
He just dissolves.
Vanishes.
Yeah.
Into shimmering particles. It's horrific.
God, yeah. Just gone.
And that distinction, the soul energy, it's significant in the story's context, isn't it? It implies living beings are fundamentally different energetically.
Definitely. And it throws Arjun into this total crisis. Is this power a gift? A curse? What has he become?
That internal question really hangs over him. The guilt must be immense.
You'd think so. But then the story shows this disturbing change in him.
He starts experimenting again.
Right.
But bigger.
Yeah.
Bolder.
He starts absorbing whole rivers, forests, even animals, turning them all into energy.
And the guilt, it seems to recede.
It does. It gets replaced by this feeling described as a cold realization of the universe's indifference, like nothing matters on that grand scale.
Which is a scary path to go down.
Yeah.
That potential for immense power to just erode your empathy, your ethics.
Totally. And his energy even changes visually, right? The white gets tinged with gray.
Yeah, suggesting this corruption, this sort of perversion of the initial power. It mirrors his internal state.
So after all this, he goes back to Mumbai one last time.
For a final goodbye. Those scenes are quite poignant.
They really are. These fleeting moments with his family, parent, sister, knowing he won't see them again like this.
And then his grandmother, his daddy. The voice of wisdom from the start.
Yeah. She says something soft, a whisper, and then she dissolves too into light. Just like the colleague, but different.
It's incredibly unsettling. Is it acceptance? Is it him doing it? The story leaves it a bit ambiguous, but it seals his separation from his old life.
Absolutely. No turning back. So where does he go from there?
He retreats, heads to the Himalayas, seeking solitude, meditating.
And he transforms again, doesn't he, into something not quite human anymore.
No, he becomes this radiant cosmic entity. The story says he gets entangled with quantum threads, these fundamental cosmic connections.
Wow. Weaving himself into the fabric of reality.
In a way, yes. And this journey, this transformation, leads him eventually to the edge of the oldest known black hole.
Gaia BH1. Right.
That's the one mentioned. And there, things get even stranger.
The primordial beings reappear. Ananta, Ananti, Anantri.
Sort of. As these celestial ghosts, fragments of their former selves. And Ananta gives him this stark warning.
What's the warning?
Basically, don't make the same mistakes we did. You're repeating the pattern.
But Arjun's having none of it at this point, is he?
Not at all. He's full of, well, cosmic arrogance, maybe. He declared he's going to succeed where they failed. He's going to unify everything.
Hubris on a cosmic scale.
Pretty much. And then he, or perhaps the narrative itself, shows us their story, the primordial story.
Ah, right. The backstory of Anant and the others.
Exactly. We see Anant alone in the cosmic void, this vast emptiness, creating universes, beings. But they all decay. He's lonely.
So, driven by loneliness, he splits himself.
Into Ananta and Ananti. They find joy together initially, but then they despair too, because everything they create is impermanent.
It's a cycle of creation and disappointment.
It seems so. So they create a third, Anantri, maybe hoping for solace or a different outcome.
But it doesn't work.
Apparently not. The three of them end up merging together inside something called the cosmic yantra.
A cosmic engine, a focal point.
Something like that. And their merging becomes the Big Bang of Arjun's universe.
So their attempt to escape the cycle just started another one. Their own existence became the seed for his.
Precisely. And Anansi realizes this with sorrow, right before the end of the vision. She says something cryptic too.
11 truths remain hidden. What does that even mean?
Who knows? It suggests deeper mysteries, levels of reality maybe even they didn't understand or couldn't access.
But even seeing their failure, seeing they just became another cycle, Arjun doesn't care.
He remains defiant. He's convinced he can break the cycle. He's going to force Anant, the original creator, to become whole again, to end the separation.
It's pure obsession now, a god complex taking over completely.
And that ambition, that disregard for the warnings, it has consequences, massive ones.
Yeah, this is where it gets apocalyptic, doesn't it? His power just runs rampant.
Earth is destroyed. Not instantly, but in this horrifying spectacle. Rivers lifting into the sky, forests crumbling, people just vanishing.
Their energy absorbed into him. He loses any shred of humanity he had left.
Becomes this cold, consuming deity, pure consumption. The solar system follows suit, planets dissolving, the sun itself just fading out.
His only goal is to become everything. Assimilation.
And then, silence. Immense stretches of time pass. Millennia. He's at the edge of the black hole. Gaia BH1.
Just waiting. Or existing.
Existing. But he's changing. This being of immense power and density. He starts to unravel as he nears the event horizon.
And he finally doubts. After all this time.
Yes. For the first time in ages, seemingly. He asks, basically, is there any point, any meaning to any of this?
And the black hole answers.
Not with words, but the implication is clear. Its response is chillingly indifferent.
What is it?
There are no answers. No meaning. Only time.
Oof. That's bleak.
Utterly. The ultimate symbol of cosmic indifference, the black hole itself, confirms his deepest fear, maybe, that it's all pointless.
So what does he do, faced with that?
He surrenders. In that moment of doubt, he lets go and merges with the black hole.
Which triggers another huge cosmic event, right? A collision.
Yeah, the merger coincides with, or perhaps causes, a collision with a neutron star, a massive release of energy.
And after the fireworks, is he just gone?
Mostly. But the story mentions this lingering faint glow, an echo of his consciousness, perhaps.
And then we get that montage.
A sweep through cosmic history. Stars being born, dying, civilizations rising, falling on distant worlds, life flickering in and out of existence, the whole endless cycle.
All emphasizing the vastness and maybe the meaninglessness of it all.
Exactly. And we hear Arjun's fading whisper through it all.
I am Anant, and Anant is nothing.
It's a powerful statement of that potential cosmic nihilism, isn't it? Even becoming